Recording has started.
There's a thin line between heroism and madness.
Here the line fades to nothing at all. This is a world of capes and lunatics.
And nothing is off limits.
Today, it's business as usual. It's a Saturday morning, so Charlie Esser's Wi-Fi is exploding. Lilith Hellfire, drunk, of course. The sun did come up today, so let's just get to it. Capes and Lunatics starts right now. Hello and welcome to the Capes and Lunatics, episode 67. That's right, 2 more episodes. Because you know who's waiting for the 2 episodes from now? That young lady right there. What's your name?
Hey y'all, it's Lilith Hellfire.
And
Hi, Lilith.
the Titan of New Jersey, master of many things, maybe not Wi-Fi, is
Charlie, the Professor Esser. You can all join my new team, Middle-Aged Titans. Middle-Aged Titans, go!
Middle-Aged Titans go to the bathroom.
Yes.
Oh, we should totally have like Mikey Flash do like a remix for us.
What,
Look at my normal-sized hands. Okay. We talk about DC too. Hello.
Our producer giving us last-minute notes.
Yeah.
The real producer. All right. Well, why don't we jump in? I know we were talking a few things on super connectivity. Scroll right down. But then, Charlie, I brought up a topic, and you said you wanted to wait for Lilith's input. Comicsgate.
Comicsgate, yes.
Oh, stop putting the gate on everything. Jeez.
Branding. You know, these Nazi lead branding. Come on.
We can call it Comic Pot Dome if you like.
Yeah, that's more accurate.
What you mean?
Comic Pot Dome cat scandal.
Like we were
I'm
talking.
just saying, nerds being nerds. Like, you know, there's a part of our nerd community that is toxic, and
Yeah.
the internet. That's the purge, but every day, not just one night a year. That's my opinion on it.
Well, we were talking about like the genius who like put a video online of him cutting up a copy of West Coast Avengers #1. And it's like, you spent your money, dumbass.
Yeah, it's like, you know, I'm sure he can buy as many as he'd like, and they would really appreciate that. And
I don't think Marvel and Kelly Thompson care what you do with the issue after you. As long as you pay your money, they don't care what you do with it afterwards.
Paid your money, you took your chance. I, for one, like the West Coast Avengers because it's got Gwenpool. And
we had a whole Kelly Thompson night this past Wednesday.
Yeah.
West Coast Avengers 1, and because Mr. and Mrs. X #2, Deadpool was in.
Oh, Deadpool was in Mr. and Mrs. X?
#2, yeah.
Oh, good for Mr. and Mrs. Good for Deadpool. That cat doesn't get enough exposure.
No.
Almost like the guy on my shirt, Wolverine.
Oh yeah, new costume.
Wow, 3D Wolverine. Oh, speaking of that, did you see Wolverine's new costume?
Yeah.
Why does he look like a sushi chef?
Pause.
I'm like, if they want to change, why don't they just take one of those classic suits and change? If you want to make it red and black, fine, make it red and black, but keep the, branding. Come on.
Yeah, he needs the.
Wolverine's been going through an identity crisis for the last, 10, 12 years, so.
And it's like, seriously, does he even need a costume at this point? Yeah.
No. Just give him, like, the leather jacket, the jeans, and, like, the flannel shirt. Like, that's all we need.
Give him a t-shirt.
Don't forget the eye patch.
Casual Friday Wolverine.
Give him a t-shirt and jeans, and you can put whatever message you want on that t-shirt, too.
Yeah.
Be like,
Friday Wolverine, I'm here for it.
I could see Marvel and Disney be like, hey, buy ad space on Wolverine's chest. Capes and Lunatic shirt.
Yes, there we go.
Bub,
yeah. No, I mean, they like to redesign costumes and then basically any costume redesign basically lasts, a couple months, and then they go back to some variation on the original. It's how long did the Silver Centurion armor last? Really?
What, like 2 years maybe?
Yeah, exactly. And then it's like back to red and gold. Back to circular chest plates instead of the oblong one that he had for a little while there.
Armor Wars.
Yeah. He no longer had to have the pacemaker in his chest. Those who remember, that was a pacemaker that kept his heart beating. Not some magnet.
Fancy arc reactors.
Well, the whole magnet in his chest, that thing just did not make any sense. Because not for nothing, even if you had a magnet in your chest, wouldn't that just attract the metal pieces to it, and then you could just now we'll just take them out because now they're stuck to the magnet. It's a problem, Marvel Cinematic Universe. Good thing you took the metal out of his chest, and now it's just
right. You don't appreciate it at first, but then you're like, "Oh, I get it. Thank you."
Yeah, I know how to pick out good drops. I know what this podcast is.
Little Hellfire loads the gun, I pull the trigger.
Anywho.
That's a drop that we use in a court of law.
Let's just drop it like it's hot.
You know what you have to do, Bill.
Yes. Oh, Lord. I need a timer on this thing so I know exactly when he says that.
Oh, okay. I don't know why you don't just start your stopwatch when you hit the
I should. I need to.
You should. You need to think ahead. I can't do all the thinking, Philip. I can't do all the thinking. I'm not
Poor
that good.
So this, the game... What?
What's on the agenda today?
I don't know. Well, I know we're going to talk comics eventually, but I mean... So, what? So the Gamergate thing, it's just sad people...
Sad, lonely trolls.
Yeah, is it always?
Because did you see, I guess they were kind of going after Darwin Cook's wife, or widow?
The worst. Just the worst.
What?
Those are the kind of people. They're worse than Velocity. Well, no, they're worse than family shippers.
Darwin Cook, he was he was an artist. Did he write too, Lilith?
I think he did a couple, but mostly he's known as an artist.
But he passed away a few years ago, and I don't know, they kind of got into it with his wife on, was it Twitter or something?
Yeah.
Twitter is the cesspool of... Unless you're a Shannon fan.
All I can say is, I really feel like these people are just bandwagon jumpers. Maybe some comic book fans somewhere said, basically, I doubt these people have read a comic book in the last 16 years, Or if they have, it's all the comic books that they hate.
Well, yeah, that's the other thing, though. A lot of these people complain about the current storylines. It's like, have you read it? Are you reading it? No.
Well, exactly, because they're idiots, basically. Basically, I will not have pop culture dictated to me by idiots.
Yeah.
If you are an idiot with a Twitter handle, that doesn't make you an authority on comic books. You need a podcast, sir.
Twitter, though, Charlie, to be fair. That is Twitter's demographic. Idiots on their phone at work making useless comments.
Yeah, it's like, here's the thing. I don't mind them making comments. Just don't expect me to get wound up because you're like, oh, I'm mad that there are ladies in the comic book industry now. Interestingly enough, Stan Lee just did a video tribute to, and of course I'm going to blank on her name right now, but to one of the early females from the bullpen. I don't have her name in front of me. And it kind of strikes me as interesting that just as Stan Lee is standing up to say, hey, remember in the 60s, we actually had Dane writers and artists then too. So shut up, you stupid trolls. And that comes out, and now trolls be trolling.
Yeah.
No, but it's like, well, no, I mean, in all honesty, Stan Lee did, and the Marvel back in the day, they had, writers and artists of, not a lot, I'll be honest with you, but they did have women writers and writers of color who were, respected in parts of the team. And they were very straightforward and honest with that. Because Stan Lee did not believe in hiding this kind of stuff. Stan Lee was a very progressive guy in his own way.
Okay. In his own way. Okay.
In his own way. Hey, for the 60th there, man.
Oh, hey, Lilith, guess who I'm friends with on Facebook now?
Who?
Stephen Amell.
Oh, really?
Oh.
Oliver Queen himself.
Why?
How dare you?
He still likes that show, Lilith.
I mean, I like Steven as a person for the most part.
Oh, please. She's going to love Steven season 7 when it starts with him in prison and him half naked half the time.
Bring back the sound and ladder, and then we can talk. That's all I'm saying.
Wasn't there at least one in the preview, in the trailer, like a shower battle or something? You know you're going to love it.
Good. Not HBO. CW at 8 o'clock on a Wednesday. Or whatever, or Monday, or whatever the hell day it comes on now.
Look at all that evil little grin on her face.
I mean, like I said, I like him as a person. I like his wine. I like his t-shirts, F cancer and all that stuff. But him as an actor on that show, and it's his 7th year, and he doesn't have, I just feel like I should be his agent, because it's just, so many things I just need him to do that nobody's telling me to do.
Well, now you got an in, Lilith. So you can connect to Stephen Amell through Phil, because when he gets that anonymous friend request, it's a friend of Phil's.
Actually, if I was to myself into his life, it'd be through his wife. I'm just saying. I've been thinking about it.
I don't mind. Well, hey, I'd love to do an interview with Mr. Amell.
Yeah, I want to talk to him actually about him and Robbie's movie the other project that they were working on. How come it hasn't come to fruition yet? Ask him that, Philip.
What?
Anyway,
I'll just get an interview. You can ask him whatever you want.
I'll lose my street cred, but okay.
Oh, Mark Harmon can get it.
Where'd that come from?
Yeah, no attraction, Charlie.
Yeah, and by the way, I do apologize. Not Mark Harmon, Mark Maron, for making fantastic Reed Richards. They're filed in the same place. And the guy what's funny is the guy who does Rick and Morty is in the same folder. So every time I hear any of those 3 names, I always think they're the same guy. And I always think it's Mark Maron. So, because Mark Maron would make a great Reed Richards. That's what I was trying to say in that original thing. Mark Harmon, I actually think he'd be an awful. I actually just don't think that's. Yeah, I don't know.
I can totally give a good smack to Johnny. I'm just saying, or Ben.
Yeah, I'm just. No, I think sometimes you need a guy who can handle comedy. And I think you need a guy who can handle, I think a comic actor can come to drama in a way that dramatic actors often can't come to comedy. And I do think that, I think honestly, Mark Maron as Reed Richards would be fantastic. He's even got the gray in his hair already. So he's good to go. He's ready. He's ready for the job. Like I said, he's gotten in because him and Bree, they're best buds. And she is going to be our Captain Marvel. So,
Y'all don't know what y'all's missing with Mark Harmon, but we're just going to move on.
I got nothing personal against the man. I'm just saying I don't see him as Reed Richards. And I'm just saying that it's funny to me that Mark Harmon and Mark Maron are filed in the same folder.
Guardians of the Galaxy 3 indefinitely postponed.
We kind of discussed that a little bit, yeah.
Yeah. I think they just don't. Basically, my take on it is Disney already has Star Wars, so they don't need Guardians. And they really weren't sure what the third story was going to be. Plus, they've got a whole...
How did the second one do, though? Did it do as good as the first one or better?
I mean, the second one made money. Yeah, it made a lot of money.
It made more money, because most Marvel sequels in the movie, they tend to make more money. And if it just does the same, then they kind of count it as a loss to them.
Yeah, so, but I mean, it was on the schedule until the whole James Gunn thing, and I was just wondering if maybe it was just them throwing a scare into the cast, be like, "Oh, you're gonna throw in with Gunn, okay."
I mean,
and like I said, you could spin something else out of that, have a third movie, and spin something else out of it.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah, I think, no, honestly, I think they just don't have a third story, and I think they, they don't have, I think that they have enough star characters already. They just got a bunch of other characters that they can now use, and like I said, I think that basically they've done Thanos, they've done Ego. Your next step is to do Galactus, but they also have the Fantastic Four. So why are you going to have Guardians of the Galaxy face Galactus when you can have the Fantastic Four face Galactus? It just I think that the Guardians become as Marvel has more doors open for them. I think that there's a diminishing return for them on the Guardians. So
why do a third Guardians of the Galaxy movie? Yeah, when you can do a Fantastic Four 1.
Exactly, and really christen the next phase of Marvel, the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Right. You don't appreciate it at first, but then you're like, oh, I get it. Thank you for that.
That's definitely the story of Fantastic Four. I'm just saying.
Oh yeah, Fantastic Four. They need to throw in an end credit on the next Avengers movie. Oh, Charlie, did you see? I guess they were saying that we might get the trailer for Avengers in November, maybe.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Mm-hmm.
I was expecting it much sooner because it's already shot.
Yeah.
They're just basically it's just in the can sitting there. There's like really nothing preventing them from hyping it now until it premieres.
Well, they'll probably drop the first one in November, maybe, and then I bet you watch we'll get like a second or third one during the Super Bowl, probably.
Yeah, you'll probably get a teaser. You'll get a teaser.
Yeah.
With mostly footage from the third one. Like you'll see this. It'll start with the snap.
Oh snap!
And then you'll say, "Oh snap! You snap in a Z formation."
Did you see the big story that was on everybody's website this week? The Big Bang Theory is ending because Jim Parsons wants to move on.
What the hell is Jim Parsons going to do besides collect residual checks? Let's just be honest here.
He was
this season's Josh Radnor, who from after 9 seasons on How I Met Your Mother, he tried to do that stupid one thing on NBC and it burned and crashed. I'm just saying. It's been go for 30 years. There's nothing else for that man to do.
Yeah. No, what he's going to do is what he's doing right now. He's going to do Broadway because he can afford to do Broadway. And he can do Broadway whenever he feels like it, and he just has to do a short voiceover for young Sheldon, and he can crank out all the voiceovers for the whole season in a week for young Sheldon, and then he does Broadway.
For it in a week, but
Bazinga. He can do all these things, and he'll do, and it's not like, okay, when they say the season's ending.
Sheldon, he's my least favorite person. I'm just saying. It really good.
That's his charm. He's the least favorite person.
It's not good. It wouldn't be this.
Raj spinoff. I'm calling it right now. Raj and Stewart spinoff.
What starts with their wedding? What?
Would you guys stop? I do not want Raj to be gay, just because I don't know. I hate how they emasculate the only person of color, the only man of color on the show. It's a whole thing about Raj. So
he doesn't have to be gay. He could be pansexual.
Why can't he just be heterosexual? It's just kind of a thing about because technically Indians are Asians, so it's just a whole thing. I just don't I'm around.
Honestly, I don't want him to be gay either. I don't want him to get married either. I would really rather he just continues to have a complete awful luck with women his whole life because he really doesn't know how to speak to women because he comes from such a rarefied environment of being a super rich person growing up in a world with a caste system. So he just, assumes the existence of there's a servant class and then there's me. I want that to be his story. I would love to see the Raj spinoff, and he does lift right out. You know what they should do? They should send Raj to Cambridge, get the tall blonde guy who's in that universe already. It's established. What's his name? He was in the he was in Ricky Gervais's series.
I don't know.
Well, who's that?
I'm not a super fan.
Anyway, no, but everyone. So remember Ricky Gervais's series where it's basically the Ricky Gervais story where he comes up with a concept and pitches it to the BBC.
Or the other show.
What?
The little person from Willow or the other show?
No, that was the other show. Oh. So that was the show before.
Willow.
Yeah, he was the producer on Life is Short. Life is Short is great too. And honestly, they should get they should get Willow to be a BBC executive who's always writing their case, or university executive because they're in a university, they're not TV show people. But yeah, so there you go. So you get the tall guy, you get why am I blanking on everyone's name all of a sudden?
All of a
I
sudden.
got the whole Mark Harmon thing, and now I can't remember anyone's name. I got Ricky Gervais out of there. But yeah, so you send him off to Cambridge with some other characters, and then now, because Cambridge, they do all kinds of space stuff where they're looking at stars, you know. And he gets a place at Cambridge, and so it's a fish out of water British comedy.
Is it really fish out of water from him? Because he is, Indian. So, like, I don't know.
I know he's Indian, but he's in England, and he's an American. He's an Indian who's lived in America and become very Americanized, and now he's got to go to England, and has to say crisps instead of potato chips. And,
I
got it.
And he tries to find love. They call it love among the stars.
Oh.
Because he's trying to woo someone. Because that's your central. Because Raj is always going to be wanting to try to woo someone, and not for nothing. He's got to get out of America anyway. Because they're going to kick. Because he's a foreigner, and they're going to kick him out anyway. In our current situation. So I think the idea that they're going to spin off a new series is very, very likely, and I think it will be Raj. I mean, you could do.
No, nobody wants to see more Penny and freaking. Oh, Johnny go.
No. This was Lenny and Pennard's show. They're not going to spin off Lenny and Pennard. Lenny and Pennard.
Penny and yeah.
Yeah, they're not going to spin them off because if they were going to spin them off, they'd just continue doing The Big Bang Theory.
Exactly.
I know the language the kids use these days.
Chipper,
well, I was going to say, I know they said, what's her face? Blossom.
Malik.
Mayim Bialik?
Mayim Bialik, yeah, they said she's not happy it's ending. So, I mean, I was going to say they could spin her off, but how are they going to do
insurance. It's the only reason why she started acting again.
How are they going to do that if she's married to Sheldon now?
That's a reunion! Joey Lawrence is broke. It's perfect.
Whoa.
No, what is... Okay.
The 90s kid just wet herself.
Look, as far as the Big Bang Theory ending, yes, Blossom is disappointed that her job is ending. We all get disappointed when our job's ending. When you're an actor, jobs end. It's like very few actors.
I need to tweet this to Joey Lawrence right now.
Very few actors get to act in, unless you're doing Gunsmoke or Fraser. You don't get to do one role for the rest of your life. And so Mayim Bialik's disappointed. I'm sure everyone's disappointed.
Go back into academia then. Like, just, you're fine. You got to back up. Let it go.
And for what it's worth, as far as Jim Parsons goes, it's like, he's probably a little tired of playing Urkel. Urkel got tired of playing Urkel eventually.
What is it, like 12 years or so? It's going to be like 12 years or something?
Black man, so I totally get Jaleel White's point of not having to play Urkel.
Yeah, and Jaleel White never worked again. For the most part.
That series on YouTube, or whatever, but
he had a couple of tries. It's like Malcolm Jamal Warner, They roll them out. They get a couple of bits, but they never really get to that fame level.
On UPN for quite a few seasons. He decided he didn't want to act anymore.
Well, Malcolm and Eddie. Okay, Malcolm and Eddie.
I don't know.
I don't know if I'm not sure if you can always count UPN, but yeah. But yes, Malcolm and Eddie did run for a while. But Jaleel White did not find another starring vehicle, but he didn't really have to.
Exactly.
That's the thing. It's like Jim Parsons doesn't have to find another starring vehicle.
I mean, come on. He was making like $1 million an episode, they said, plus residuals. Yeah, he don't have to work another day in his life.
Yeah.
I mean, they play that show,
on PBS, like 8 hours a day?
I was going to say, I see at least 2 different channels here to play it a couple times a day, so, yeah.
Plus, he's an executive producer on Young Sheldon.
Well,
he's got to get
into the Magic 88. I don't know. If they're going to force it, I don't know.
Yeah, but he's making a salary right now, at least, off it, probably.
Yeah, and it's a decent show. They'll wrap it up in syndication. They'll package it, if anything else, they'll package it with Big Bang Theory.
Yeah, that's the only way.
I recently found out that actually, because I was watching Night Gallery a lot, because it's on at 5:30 when I wake up. And I realized that, wow, this one character, this blonde psychic investigator, he's had a lot of episodes. I recently found out that that's actually a completely different series called The Sixth Sense. They rolled into it for syndication reasons. And they actually just paid Rod Serling a bunch of money to do intros for it. So they could make it a part of Night Gallery because they couldn't syndicate it otherwise because it was only like, a half dozen episodes. But they said, well, you know what? We have Night Gallery. Let's just put it into Night Gallery and we'll just syndicate it that way. And so, if Young Sheldon doesn't make it the full round, they'll just roll it in as part of the Big Bang Theory package.
Yeah, which is a good package to be part of, to be honest, right at this moment.
Oh, yeah. No, that's going to be on forever. That's an evergreen show.
Seinfeld reruns, I think.
Yeah. Well, Seinfeld's still on,
Yep.
Oh yeah.
But TBS, I don't know if you guys know, TBS has slowly been, backing away from that. I guess because it's getting a little too expensive or something, and or something like that.
One of my local Fox affiliates still plays it at night.
Mm-hmm. Heck, Home Improvements is still on TV.
Really? Where? I loved Home Improvement. That was my jam.
Home Improvement, what is that on? Is it? It might be on. It might go on one of the FX stations because there's like 6 of them now. Oh, there's all Disney stations now, I think. I see it all the time because I'm flipping through the channels on my DirecTV now, and there it is. There's
might be the reason.
It's a thing. Anyways, but it's interesting and shows that run for a long time. They go somewhere. Antenna TV needs something to put on. MeTV probably won't ever cross the 70s border. I don't think.
Not for another decade.
Yeah, not for another, but also those 50s and 60s shows. Those are so cheap.
Oh, yeah.
And that's their entire business model, is that these are shows people still want to watch. And every so often they'll just throw out a show that ran for 6 episodes, and it's like, here's a brilliant but canceled show. Yes, go eat lunch. Why did they ask me if they could? Man, it's only 10:30. Just relax on lunch for a minute. Did you eat breakfast?
Can we talk comic books now?
Yes, I was going to say, let's talk some comics.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so I want to talk about the number one I've been across from Vertigo.
Okay.
It's American Carnage, number 1.
Ooh.
It's interesting, but it's a little too social justice warrior for me. It's a little too PC for me. I was really surprised that this came from Vertigo. It's a good story. It's just not my demographic.
Oh, really?
I picture it as somebody who really enjoyed Batgirl of Burnside, if you know what I mean by that. That's exactly what the demographic is for.
Okay.
The story's solid. It's just the dialogue in it. I'm just a little past that demographic.
Maybe a younger crowd.
Yeah. Which is weird for Vertigo. But, you gotta open doors somehow. But no, it's like I said, it's a good solid story. The art's great. Who did that art? It's something Charlie Esser would like. Let me just put it that way.
No, what book was this?
American number 1 from Vertigo.
American Carnage.
Yeah.
Okay. I heard Carnage number 1. And I was thinking, wait, why is Carnage at Vertigo? Okay.
It's the coup of the century, I tell you. The coup of the century.
Hey, here's a DC book I read.
Justice League Dark, number 2.
Justice League Dark.
I'm trying to give that a chance, even though it's not the Justice League Dark we deserve.
Bobo. Yeah, they still got Constantine. Constantine's still acting a fool.
As he does.
And Man-Bat's in it, man. Man-Bat goes full Man-Bat.
Yes.
Yes. And that is never go full Man-Bat. Never go full Man-Bat.
Actually, my nerd joke. I'm like, these fake nerd boys out here, they don't even know who Man-Bat is, I tell you.
Son, you don't know
that. But you see, and he got fully de-Man-Batted there, so he's cool now. He's cool. Which is actually interesting, because when we first see him, he's like half Man-Bat, and it's like, why were you walking around with the bat head if you could just go full non-Man-Bat if you wanted to? And
Charlie, it's for visuals. The rule of cool.
Well, it's like it was like the lizard in the Spider-Man story recently, where it's like, oh, because originally they had it like he had Connor's brain, but he was stuck as the lizard. I said that is an interesting idea. Have it, you're still the monster, but you have the scientist's brain. That'd be cool. And then it ends poorly. Yeah, but there's your John Constantine. He's all mad at Swamp Thing because he's going to join the Parliament of the Trees. Which wasn't that a Rush song? You know
better
there's
than
trouble in the forest. The oaks.
I know the
are
hip
so tall,
language the kids use
and
these
the
days.
birches don't, because the oaks are taking all the sunlight, and the birches can't grow. And then somehow the birches cut down all the oaks because it's revolution among the trees. And yeah, I don't know. I'm really liking it. I think it's pretty good. We found out that Dr. Fate is totally turned evil now. So that's cool.
They're pulling that old arc, huh? That's interesting.
Oh well,
magic power corrupts.
Well, especially in the DC universe because they're not earned magic powers. They're all just magic. They're magic rocks you find. They're like the Infinity Stones. There's nobody that gets the Infinity Stones and is like, I'm going to use these for good. No, they use them for evil. They always use them for evil because if you were a good person, you would study hard and become a master magician like Doctor Strange and, do it for your own self-aggrandizement. I mean, I'm a little bothered that they're like, hey, that series on Netflix you guys all like? We're going to use that word about the upside down here. And sort of have the big monster face creature as our bad guy. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Hey, anybody watching The Venture Brothers? It's back and it's awesome. Definitely check out the new season.
I'll probably have it on my DVR, actually. Oh, did you pick up Batman King of Fears #1, Philip?
No, I didn't. Did you read it?
At all. I saw the cover and I'm like, nope. Not getting my money. Sorry, Backseas.
No, but
really, really light DC week for me. I got Justice League Dark #2, Flash #53, and
you read Flash actually?
Yeah, and actually, I just discovered Raven has a book, Daughter of Darkness, and it's at 7 issues, and I'm like,
oh yeah.
Is it? Yeah, I think it might be a 12-issue series or something. Yeah.
She's the breakout Teen Titans star, so of course she's going to get her own book.
I mean, for me personally, it's Starfire, and Starfire had her own little solo book for a while.
Yeah.
Oh, they're making that push because that series is coming out because I think starting next month, Titans and Nightwing both go twice a month again. So.
Oh, hey, and Brendan Fraser is going to be Robotman.
Oh yeah, Brendan Fraser, Robotman, doing the voice. Yes.
Love it. I love it. Great to see him back. I'm glad that Hollywood let him back in.
They can't stay mad at him.
After that Tom Cruise Mummy movie, they're like, maybe we should bring him back for the Mummy franchise.
Yeah.
It's a good campy romp. I do love the Mummies, Brendan Fraser's Mummy series. So.
Yeah. And it was certainly better than...
I gotta get going, so I'm just gonna do my drop, and you guys can keep going. If you nerds want to continue this conversation about comic books or DC TV, Outlaw of Hellfire. If you want to talk some Superman, Smallville swearing, Sadie Podcast, Pinterest, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all that good stuff. You boys have fun for the rest of the day. Sorry, I gotta bail. I know.
Don't hurt whatever date you have.
Breakfast dates are the worst. Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Oh, you know what? I'm surprised you didn't mention Sentry #3.
I was actually just about to talk about that when Lois decided to run away. So
okay.
I really love Sentry #3. This was pretty good. I love that Cranio is given a character, like has a human analog. Because here's what's weird about that: Cranio came from the age of the Sentry count. So did Sentry.
Yes.
But Centris doesn't have a real-world analog, but Cranio does. That's interesting. It was also kind of cool that Cranio actually is a super genius. He created a brain enhancer with monkey brains inside.
Just for show.
Yeah, but the thing works. But though that's just it was his brand, man. The man with the tri-level brain, and they got the secret notebook of the doctor who created the Sentry formula. So that's cool. Yeah, I mean, this was really awesome on a lot of ways, and I like that Scout does not want Cranio in his head.
Yes.
Gee, why does he not want Cranio in his head? Who might be in Scout's head, do you think, Philip?
The Void.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
I'm just wondering if they're doing this to, like, change the Sentry status quo, so it's like he's not connected to the Void anymore, and, like, I wonder if he's not even gonna, like, transform back and forth, if it's just, he's gonna be the Sentry in mind and body 24/7 now.
Yeah, I think that's probably where they're going, and I think Scout's gonna be the Void in mind and body at the end of it. Because I think what they're gonna say is that it was never the darkness in Bob, it was just this formula open to this other dimensional rift that the Void and the Sentry come through, and they just had to be in one body until Scout allowed two bodies to be there. And now Scout gets to be the Void, and Sentry gets to be the Sentry. Because as we saw when the Sentry came back in the recent item, last issue, he said, something's weird. It's just me here now.
Mm-hmm.
And then we saw that Bob was in the Mindscape kind of thing. So it's interesting. Yeah, I really like the Sentry. I really like where they're going with this. A very misleading cover because we do not have Iron Man
at all. Yeah,
at all. Yes, but hey, if it wasn't for misleading covers, comic books probably wouldn't sell.
True.
Because in this issue, someone died.
Bum, bum. For now.
And technically someone dies every day,
Yes.
Not on panel, no. There's someone who kind of died. Some old person in the last panel died, People die.
Did you say
but
you
not
read
at me. I did
Amazing
read
Spider-Man?
Amazing Spider-Man. Yeah, and it's like, Uncle Who?
Yeah.
Oh.
I saw that coming,
Yeah.
The two halves are dying unless they recombine. I get that. I liked it. I liked it the first time they did it with the Hulk. So, yeah,
it's like, so it's basically the Hulk gets separated storyline, right down to now the superhero half is destroying everything. It is literally the same story.
Well, I like they threw in the touch where Spider-Man's losing some of his memories. That's why he's like running amok, is because when Peter mentions Uncle Ben, he's like, who?
Yeah. Well, yeah, and obviously that is problematic for a Spider-Man character because he kind of needs an Uncle Ben. That's part of his shtick. So, yeah, I mean, I like where the story's going on that level. I want to know what really intrigued me was Robot Master. Why am I the Robot Master? I'm actually a chemist. I'm not even that good at robots.
Vendel Strom, yes.
Vendel Strom. And I want to know who that disembodied voice is. Do you think that's Osborn? Is Osborn dead? What's Osborn up to right now? Or is that Mephisto?
Nah, is it Mephisto? Could it be Mysterio?
Well, what's Mysterio up to right now?
Well, Mysterio, remember in the the first
issue? Oh, yeah, he got dragged back to heck, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm thinking that's either Mephisto. Oh, here's my big fan theory. You know who that is?
Who?
It's the Wizard. All those dead souls in hell have banded together to become a force of darkness, and they're picking on Spider-Man for no particular reason. Although, actually, it would make sense he would pick on Spider-Man because Spider-Man's best friends with the Human Torch. Wizard hates the Human Torch and hates superheroes in show business because that was his shtick. He was a showbiz guy. He was the wingless wizard. He was the David Copperfield of his day, or who's that guy? Chris Angel of his day.
Yes.
Yeah, I really wish they'd have the Wizard do more sleight of hand in the comic books. I think that would be really awesome. And him and Mysterio would get along great. I'm surprised Mysterio has never been in the Frightful Four. I think those two would get along great.
Yeah.
If they ever got around to it. But you know what? Maybe there was just too much overlap in their powers. But yeah, no, I actually think that's probably the person that we saw dragging Mysterio back to heck in that previous issue, whoever that voice is. And I think it is probably either Mephisto or Blackheart, but I gotta think it's probably Mephisto, just because it seems way too subtle for Blackheart.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, unless it's Damian Hellstorm. Because he is the king of hell, you know.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, there's lots of people who could be. Mephisto's the obvious choice, and I think he even makes a mention about making a deal with this guy, you know, wanting to help him, you know. So
unless I
don't know.
Could it be Loki? Is that why they threw the Tri-Sentinel in there as like a clue?
That's a possibility. Oh, that's a good pickup. And we see Loki is certainly influencing the Marvel comic book universe at the moment, trying to pull some strings, using his villainy for a purpose. See, that's the thing. That's the differentiation between Loki and the other villains. Is the other villains try to be heroes and never realize how important their work as villains really is. It's plugged into the wall on the blue one. Yeah, it's what my phone is plugged in. You can unplug my phone. That's fine.
But I basically had 2 picks of the week. You know what my Marvel one was?
There
we go.
Sentry, Avengers 6?
No, Daredevil 607. Daredevil 607, because Daredevil comes face to face with Matt Murdock's twin brother, Mike Murdock.
Mike Murdock? He's in it?
Yep.
Wait.
He's his own thing now? Kinda, yeah. I don't want to get too much.
Is that something that is that a Franklin thing?
No, it's I don't want to give too much away, but it's kind of an Inhumans thing.
Okay.
But no, it was good. I mean, there was even a bar fight with Daredevil and Mike Murdock, so.
Oh, that's neat.
Yeah, look there.
Anyway.
Look there. Yeah, Daredevil's fighting the Trapster.
Oh, the Trapster.
And the White Rabbit and Speed Demon and Overdrive.
Yes. But not Pace Pot Pete. Because Gwenpool threw him into the void. And he can never return. He's in comic book universe.
And I can't believe that Lilith left. My other one was Detective 987.
Oh.
By Brian Hill, who we're probably talking to next week.
Oh, well, that's cool.
Yes, and they're spinning an Outsiders book out of this. It's going to be, it looks like Black Lightning led Outsiders.
Yes, I was seeing something about that. So, okay, well, that's cool. Black Lightning needs work, you know. He's got a TV show. Gotta try and sell the comic books, you know.
Well, yeah, I mean, they've needed an Outsiders book, you know, since they did away with a lot of stuff in New 52. But yeah, they're bringing stuff back. Okay, no,
just let it be. I know who it is. Anyway, okay, Philip. Yeah, I mean, my pick of the week was probably the Justice League Dark. I really like the story they're telling.
Cool.
It's pretty awesome. And, you know, Sentry was great. Avengers was great. West Coast Avengers, really worth the read. But like I said, my biggest complaint about it is we didn't get enough Gwenpool. I like that she's giving Quentin Quire a bunch of a run for his money because he's an Omega level mutant, but Gwenpool's actually real. And her powers are things that Quentin Quire can't even possibly imagine. So, because Gwenpool's right, like with, you know, Miss America, sorry. She's on that level, you know. She's got, like, amazing superpowers. I was waiting for them to make a reference to when she filled Quentin Quire's room with, like, 200 wet towels. Just like, you know, like, where did she get 200 wet towels? You know, I just went back into the panel to get the towels, and I put them in there. Or it says, how did you do it? It's like, ask the writer. It just got done, you know? And that is why I really like that. I'm really looking forward to see where they take it. Like I said, for me, it's just not enough Gwenpool, but aside from that, I'm just glad she's there. I want to see what's going on with Giant Tigra and Brodok. Brodok is interesting.
Brodok, yes.
Brodok, designed, was it optimally for kissing or occasionally for kissing? Or?
Yeah, me and Lilith were talking about this on Wade's World. I'm wondering if Brodok is like did MODOK like clone himself a new body or something, or is it like some kind of offspring of MODOK?
Well, you will recall that in during that World War Hulks, but World War Hulks and the Intelligentsia, where they were looking at the future and they were showing like when they actually, like after they take over the world, you see that MODOK actually shrinks himself back down to a normal human size, and the leader alters himself so that they look more human. So I could imagine MODOK, who of course fell in love with Maria Hill, maybe now wanted that new self, a new way to approach the world. And the fact that they end on Gwenpool, who used to work for MODOK, that's important, you know?
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so, yeah, a lot of good things going on there. Excited about it. Like I said, I'm interested to see where Brodok goes. He's got great abs. And he is very, very kissy. I don't know, man. Like, why is, like, Kate not, like, kicking him in the wiener on that? That's all I gotta say. It's like, who the heck are you? You just walk up and kiss some superhero randomly?
Unless he has, like, some kind of powers of persuasion or so, you know, like,
yeah,
maybe mind control powers.
Maybe. Oh, those are the most evil of powers.
Mm-hmm.
And like she's just like all kind of like weirdly into it. I don't know, man. It's like kind of freaking me out. Like, yeah, there's some Purple Man stuff going on there.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah.
Yeah. We didn't get the scooter though. I'm waiting for the scooter. But we saw Gwenpool and her big guns.
We had, we had Giant Tigra. What more did you want?
Yeah, Giant Tigra. Well, I'm worried about Tigra because the first thing that can't really be Tigra. Maybe that's like a giant Tigra robot. You know?
I don't know.
Yeah, but they were all acting like it was really Tigra, and I was thinking, shouldn't God, I can't even remember Hawkeye's real name all of a sudden. Shouldn't Clint like speed dial Tigra and say, "Hey, Tigra, are you a giant in the middle of the ocean right now?"
Yeah.
And then she could no, actually, I'm here in Albuquerque, New Mexico, at an archaeological dig, having an adventure. Okay. That way we know that that's not really you. So,
although if that's real,
to me, that would be like your first triage act.
Yeah, but I wonder if that is real Tigra. If that's a way of bringing her into this book, though.
Could be. I love Tigra. So the original cat.
Yes.
Everyone, people forget that before Hellcat was the cat, there was also a cat who eventually became Tigra, and then she gave Patsy Walker the suit. But
I wanted to get to some other honorable mentions. Life of Captain Marvel #2. If you love sci-fi stuff and family drama, pick up Life of Captain Marvel.
Oh, yes.
And Old Man Logan 46 was good this week.
Uh-huh.
Old Man Logan and Alpha Flight versus some alien plant thing. Giant alien plant thing. It's taking over this whole town.
Oh, okay. Well, as they do. So Old Man Logan's still old manning it up?
Well, yeah, I think it's going to 50, and then they're doing a Dead Man Logan series. I don't know if it's 12 issues or something, but they're going to kind of wind that up, so.
Yeah, Dead Man Logan, because that cooked. That's the death of Logan, yeah. Again, this time, he's old, though.
It's either. I mean, he said I don't think his healing factor is what it used to be because he's talking about kind of dying. So I don't know. He's either going to die or maybe he's going to go home or both.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because I think he even made the comment about wanting to go home to die or whatever.
Yeah, well, but his home doesn't even exist anymore. That was
the multiverse. You never know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he could go to a universe that's like his.
True.
Where the Old Man Logan of that universe, and actually, technically, this Old Man Logan is actually not from the original Old Man Logan universe. He's from the Crunchy world, the Battle World Old Man Logan, because he was the one who led the fight against Doom and actually defeated Doom. Because he's Wolverine. He's Marvel's Batman.
True.
At least it makes sense for me to be Batman because I have a healing factor. Instead of just fine. Instead of just fighting all the time. So Old Man Logan, that sounds good. I mean, like I said, as far as Dead Man Logan goes, I mean, they'll write him out, but they'll why not? It's I just don't understand how Logan was like 18 for like 200 years, and then like 40 years became old man Logan.
Healing factor slowed down.
I guess so, man. Something happened. You know what it is? He lost the favor of Gaia.
Oh yes, perhaps.
It's all about Gaia, and then Gaia brings him back. This guy's all that and a bag of chips. That's why she's doing it. Because mutants and magic are inherently tied together.
Yes.
And that is why Cyclops is the true avatar of Cyttorak. And one of these days he's going to get his hand on that red ruby, and then you're going to think that Phoenix Force Cyclops, that was a Piker's game. Okay. What is your question, Tristan?
In the X-Men that are blue.
Why are there 3 people in the X-Men who are blue? Because blue, and I actually have the answer to this. Because blue, it's the same reason Dr. Manhattan is blue. Because it is a color that does not bespeak specific ethnicity. So it is often used in the same way that they made the Hulk gray. Because it was easier to, because you could have this character without having it bespeak to any specific ethnicity. What is your question, Ben?
Do we have lunch?
Yeah, it's 11 o'clock. Go have lunch. Okay.
The colors were not able to be drawn. That's why he was gray.
Oh well, no, he was. They wanted him to be gray, and then they stopped. They made him green because gray wasn't working for the Hulk. Because the ink that they used back then was really cheap, just like the paper. So. No, they can make him gray now whenever they want, but they keep him green because that's what is established.
All different types of Hulks from different universes and different colored Hulks attack each other.
They have done that many times. Yes, they have. It's called World War Hulks. Okay. Anyway, guys, what?
Give me the computer for my father.
Okay, that doesn't need to go on my podcast, but yes, you'll get the computer as soon as I'm done, and you stop interrupting me, and we can give our social media.
All right. Let's get out of here. Charlie Esser, where can they find you?
Oh, gosh, why would you want to find me? Aren't I found enough? You can always write to me in that old-fashioned email way, the way our mods and pods once did at superconnectivityblog@gmail.com. That's super connectivity blog, all one word, @gmail.com. Of course, follow me on the Twitters as I live tweet. Nothing. I don't live tweet anything. I barely go on it. But when a new show comes out, I will probably try and live tweet it. And if they ever bring back the Good Place, or I can get the earlier episodes of the second season, which I still can't, and it's driving me nuts, I will live tweet that @Charlie Esser. That's CharlieEsser. Look for the 2 E's in the middle.
Oh, hold on.
I'll wait for the drop. Bing. For quality. Bing. Bing. I know. We'll try and watch some of the other episodes. Okay, Philip. That's all I got to say. How can people find you?
Well, I'm always everywhere. You can email me, nightwingpdp@gmail.com. On Twitter, I am @nightwingpdp. You can always email us, capesandlunatics@gmail.com. Follow us on Facebook, on Twitter, @capeslunatics. Follow us on Instagram, capesandlunatics. And the voicemail, 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And especially if you want to do an interview like Brian Edward Hill is doing next week, we'll talk Batman and the Outsiders. We'll talk the Titans TV series. So send in your questions. All right.
Okay.
So this is going to be weird. For another week, we have been the Capes
and the Lunatics.
Oh!
I fixed it.
Should have went high with the Lunatics.
Oh, and the Lunatics. Ampersand the Lunatics. No, because I don't want to mock Lilith. I don't mock her. I respect her too much. And not for nothing, Lilith. Well, she's got a baritone. She's got some weight to her voice. She is an authoritative woman. She doesn't have a little baby doll voice. She's a grown-up woman's. She has a grown-up woman's voice. And that's what she should have. She's a grown-up woman. Don't mess with her. You people dating her. Don't mess with Lilith.
Don't cross Lilith Hellfire.
She will end you.
Worse than Thanos.
I'm just saying.
Worse than Thanos. Lilith Hellfire will end you.
And she can actually snap.